Breakups are often the symptom of problems in a relationship. My workbook series, The Knowledge, is focused on helping you change your life in 4 key areas: retaining the information that I teach, personal growth, improving your relationships, and of course, re-attracting your ex. Available now at AskCraig.net. Hi there, I'm Coach Craig Kenneth, and in this video I'm going to be talking to you about, did I ruin my chances of ever speaking with my ex again? Obviously, this is a very delicate and sensitive subject for many of you guys going through a breakup, because you are looking at your behavior after the breakup and just beating yourself up. You know that you maybe didn't listen to what your ex had to say. You didn't appreciate that they had boundaries or their own thoughts and feelings, and you just kept pushing yourself on them. So, many of you guys are sitting there thinking about, well, I did this, I did that. A lot of times you're probably watching my videos, comparing your behavior to other people and other breakups, and you're trying to figure out how it will, be, for your situation. I get it. I've been there. I've done all those things. I could tell you that your behavior is extremely important in maximizing your chances of re-attracting another person. And because of the sensitivity of a breakup and how delicate the situation is, obviously all of your behaviors are going to be magnified. Now, if you messed up and there's nothing you can do about it, there's nothing you can do about it. But a lot of people are new to my channel every single day, and many of you are still making mistakes. What you do is you listen, but then you don't incorporate. When I tell you guys to do something, I highly suggest you do it. When you go about making your own decisions based on how you're feeling, many times it's going to make the situations worse. I have dealt with tons of breakups, I've made tons of mistakes, and I learned what you have to do. And so when I say something, you have to follow it. Sometimes it makes me crazy when we do a Skype or an email coaching and you guys don't follow it and you just start doing a million different things, and then you want me to come clean up your mess. Well, I'll do what I can to do that, but if you just listen to me the first time, things will go so much smoother for you. Now, for example, one of the major things that you cannot do when there is a breakup is stalk that person. And yes, I am talking to you. I am not talking to the person next to you. You are watching the video, and I'm telling you, do not stalk this person, because many of you are. Whether you're going to admit it to me or to your other friends and family, you know that you are. You go by their work, you go by their house, and you are putting yourself at a major risk. Because if you go by that person's house and they see you, and believe me, I have had many people get caught. You think you're not going to get caught, and you get caught. You drive past their house at night, you don't think they're going to see you, and they do. I had a guy not that long ago go to the girl's apartment complex, drives past, looks at her house, and guess what happens? She's in her car, ready to back out and leave, and starts backing out as soon as he drives by. So he doesn't know if she saw him or not, but he was terrified. I had another guy that went up to his ex's windows and was peeking through the windows, and he got caught by the neighbors. He didn't know he got caught by the neighbors, but the neighbors told his ex and described him. And of course he tried to deny it, but do you think she really believed it? Those are just 2 examples. It happens a lot. That is critical. So, if you drive past your ex's place or stalk them in any way, you are taking a major risk, and I strongly advise you not to do it. Not only that, but there could be legal consequences that come from it. If your ex finds that you are stalking them, they are going to be scared, especially women, and they are going to be angry, and they are going to yell at you, and the chances of you turning this around are going to drop significantly. So don't do it, okay? That's probably the biggest thing that you could do to ruin your chances. Obviously, there are more minor things that you could do, like barrage them at work with text messages, or show up at their job, harass their friends and family, and start asking their friends and family, who feel like they're your ally in many cases, and sometimes they are, but you're taking a risk. So I wouldn't take that risk if I was you. I would definitely leave their friends and family alone. As tempting as it can be to get that information, when you start asking questions, it'll come back to them. At some point, their loyalty towards you may shift. You don't know. It could even be something said accidentally or in anger. Maybe they're saying, you know, they do side with you and they are upset at your ex, and then they slip up and say something you didn't want them to. It can really come back and get you. And I'm talking to you, because I know even when I say this, many of you are going to continue to stalk your ex. Don't do it. You've got to follow the instructions. And so today I'm going to be looking at an email from somebody that is wondering if they blew their chances here. So we're going to look at what happened here, and we'll talk about it, okay? This couple was roughly in their early 30s, and they were together for about a year. He was telling me about her family, and he said her parents were not together for much of her life. She lived with her father for her later teen adult life, and now they have a good relationship, the dad and the daughter. The reasons that she broke up with him are his attachment ideology, not touching her and not being close to her. So the first thing that I'm thinking here is that one of her love languages, or her main love language, is probably physical touch. I've watched your videos to know that I have an avoidant attachment style due to my childhood. I didn't know that at first. Well, many of you guys only hear about attachment after you come to my channel and start to learn things. Okay. I was quick to get angry when situations arose, like unfairness and hypocrisy. I would get extremely angry at times. She said she could not stop overanalyzing me, and she wanted to work on herself and break up. Well, I'm thinking of, when I hear that, I don't think it's that she wants to work on herself. She's sitting there telling you she can't stop analyzing you, overanalyzing you, and yet she's the one that wants to work on herself. No, she's probably looking at you thinking, why is he acting like this? He's got a violent temper. He gets extremely angry. Well, you didn't say violent temper. You said extremely angry. But I might be mincing words here. I don't know. Okay, so he said, I did beg a bit on the night of the breakup. And when I understood that she would not budge, I backed off. The next day, she contacted me to see if I was okay. And I asked her what the breakup meant to seek clarification. Yeah, you know what happens is we get so anxious. We're so lost. We feel like we're in a fog. We can't think straight. She told me that we were both single so we could go work on ourselves. Now, I think she's just being gentle on him when she says that. So then I also did no contact and did not reach out to her. She would reach out to me to check in to see how I was periodically. But when I did not show the same enthusiasm in speaking to her as I did when we were together, she grew angry. Well, that's interesting. So it tells me that she at least cares. She would contact me once a month to check in and I did not answer the phone right away when she called. She would call again, and I still would not answer. Now, I don't know if you had been looking at breakup advice, and that's why you chose to ignore her, but I certainly would not teach you to do that. I know there are a lot of channels out there that will tell you to ignore your ex, or it depends on what they say or do to ignore or reply them. No, you want to reply because, like I've said, your ex is often scared to reach out to you, and they'll do an indirect, direct approach because they're afraid that you're gonna reject them. I would usually call back an hour or so later, and she did not like that. Okay, well, that's a little unreasonable. If you're calling back an hour later and she doesn't like that, that's too bad. If you break up with me, you'll be lucky if I call you back at all, right? I'm kidding. But you can't just let this woman control you when you're broken up, or let her think that you're going to reply to her like right away when you're busy. I'm busy. I got a million things to do. I can't be calling you back right away. It's only an hour. One day she called, and of course I did not answer. She then sent a text basically saying that she should stop reaching out to me since I never answered. See, she was reaching out and she didn't feel like you cared. Your interest level was way too low here. I replied with, if you want to, and that makes you feel the most comfortable, as I don't think I was doing anything wrong. No, you may have not been doing anything wrong, but you certainly don't want them to think that you don't care at all. She then said, no, we can still speak. I had to deactivate my account from my new job background check and told my mom that this was happening. I don't know what account you mean. I guess social media? I had to deactivate my account. My mom, being bipolar and was not on her medicine at the time, thought I meant remove all mutual friends from her friends list, which wasn't the case. And she told her that I wanted her to delete her off social media. After which I received a text from my ex saying that she didn't know why I asked my mom to do that, and when thought deleted her off. That's what he says. And when thought I deleted her off. Well, this whole situation is confusing, and so is your grammar here. I'm not understanding what you mean here. But it sounds like mom meddled based on some miscommunication with your mom. We got into a text argument and basically told her I deactivated my account and etc. What's the etc.? What happened? She said she was sorry for anything she did to hurt me and wasn't her intention, but I could tell she was pissed. Yeah, she's been pissed at you for a while and you're not really getting why. But it seems to me like when she was reaching out, she felt like you just didn't care. It may not have been just that you were waiting an hour. It may have been that you acted like you didn't care at all. After doing investigation, I spoke to my mom. My mom attempted to make peace, parlay with us about the subject with her via Facebook Messenger, and that blew up in my face. All right, so your mom now got into the middle of this again and tried to, I guess, let her know there was just some miscommunication, and she got angry at you, which doesn't seem very reasonable, right? I'm wondering if this woman has a very anxious attachment style too and gets hurt easily. She told my mom that she never saw us getting back together and didn't want them to speak about us, but they could keep in touch about anything else. So I reached out to her to clean up everything. I apologized for it all, my mom, miscommunication, and ideals about my anger during the breakup. And she told me that she wanted me to reach out since when she did, we would argue. Oh, okay. She wants him to do the reaching out because when she does the reaching out, they would argue. Well, the only reason that was happening is because you weren't handling that well. and she didn't feel like you cared and she was getting upset. Which was not the case. No, it was the case. That is what was happening. She would reach out and then there was miscommunication. She felt like you didn't care about her and then you argued. She got mad because I didn't chase. Maybe. Or maybe you just made her feel like she's wasting her time when she did reach out. This is why I tell you guys not to ignore somebody, right? Some coaches will tell you, ignore your ex. Ignore him for 30 days. Well, he was not replying for an hour in some cases and she was getting mad. Multiply that by 30 days and see how they're going to act when you call them. So I reached out via text and she ignored me. Yeah, I think she's been building up frustration and now she's angry and hurt. I have not reached out since being ignored. Okay. Well, I think that right now she's pretty upset with you because she feels like she's wasting her time reaching out. Okay, she felt like the two biggest problems in the relationship was him not touching or caressing her enough and his anger. I also did not let her in when something was bothering me at times. She said she felt alone when she was with me, and she felt like I did not need her. Okay. I really don't like it when somebody talks about needing somebody because we are adults and we don't really need each other. We want each other, and that is a healthier place to be. When we start talking about need, it doesn't feel healthy for me. So, I'm willing to bet that this woman has been hurt a lot in her past, and that's why she wants to feel needed. I think that's important to her somehow. For her, feeling needed feels like she is cared about. I have not reached out to her since I was ignored. She also cited that I did not do enough, like plan for us things to do to make the relationship fun. The night we broke up, we went out, and we went back to her apartment. I was in a separate room while she was also in a separate room, and she got extremely mad, and we had a long discussion which led to us breaking up. I know this is a long shot, but you are great at what you do. Basically, I want to know if I ruin my chances of us ever speaking again, or will she reach out? Not that I want to rekindle anything. You don't want to rekindle this? That doesn't add up for me. Come on. Why would you be writing me if you didn't want to rekindle this? You're not being honest with yourself. But I do kind of want to know why I was ignored when I reached out to her. That's why you wanted to do all of this and you wanted to do a coaching with me? Just to know why she ignored you? Come on. I guess maybe some closure would be nice. I don't think you know what you want. I think you do want to try and work this out, and you're just afraid that she's not going to reach out, or if you ruin the chances. Well, you know, I don't think you did anything wrong here. I mean, I don't know the details of how you were responding to her when she was reaching out. It certainly didn't sound like you were handling it the correct way, like I would suggest you to do, and, you know, be friendly and, you know, try and invite her to get together, or suggesting hanging out or something like that. It sounds like she just kept feeling like you didn't care over and over and over again, which is, I think, the reason that she broke up with you to begin with. Now, she's angry probably because she's hurt. And, you know, your whole mom situation with mom getting in the middle, you know, that's just some miscommunication. You didn't really do anything wrong there. That was just maybe your mom misinterpreting what you wanted to do, if you're being honest. And you didn't really tell mom to do that, because maybe you did tell mom to block her, and now you're just not wanting to own up to it. Right? Sometimes you guys aren't completely honest with yourself. And I don't think you're really completely honest with yourself here either. Because now you're saying, not that I want to rekindle anything. But just by chance, what do I have to do to make it rekindle? I think you do want to rekindle this, and I think you are interested in rekindling this, but you're scared that she's not going to reach out again. Well, I think she's angry at you now, and I do think that she's frustrated with you, and she's going to have to calm down. Okay, she's upset because she kept feeling like you didn't care about her. And this is what I tell you guys, what happens if you ignore somebody. Now, in part of the email, it made it seem like you kind of ignored her, and then part of it made it seem like you were replying an hour later. So maybe it was kind of both. But, you know, you need to make this girl at least feel like you care when she reaches out and trying to repair this. Because I think her anger and frustration is that she felt like you didn't care. And your behavior may have been showing her that. So you need to really work on making personal growth your priority here. You know you have an avoidant attachment style, and so you're probably not very good in relationships. You're probably more focused on what you want, and you're not really attentive to her needs. And, you know, I have a lot of videos on that. Obviously, the workbooks would really help you work through that, because you need to know these skills, okay? Because you don't understand her. And I think if she comes back again, there's another strong possibility that you're not going to make this girl feel cared about, because this seems to be the pattern that you guys have with each other. So you got to make personal growth your priority right now, and let her come back to you when she's ready. I do think this girl will. She cares. That's why she's so frustrated and upset. But, you know, don't keep making these same mistakes over and over again, because at some point she will say, you know what, I'm going to find somebody that does make me feel good, and you will ruin your chances. So when you want to get my help personally, just go to my website, askcraig.net, sign up for the coaching option that works best for you. I do email coaching, I do Skype. Margaret is also available for Skype coaching. She is outstanding, guys. Over 35 years of experience. She teaches me some things, I want to say something, but many things every time I see her, and we talk, and we, before we're filming videos and we're talking about things. She's outstanding. You could just click on Margaret on the top of the website to schedule coaching with her. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you get notified when the new videos come out, and add me on Instagram. But that's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth, and I will talk with you soon. I'm Craig Kenneth, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist. Every relationship is different, and every breakup is different. Work with me, and you'll get professional help on your situation. Just click on the link in the description below, or go to my website, askcraig.net.